right now.
Hey folks, Jake and Christina here from Seed Bomb. We know that getting out and foraging during the winter months can be a little bit of a bummer, especially in the Northeast where we live, but there are still some really cool plants you can go out and find during the colder months. One of those plants is the eastern white pine, which we have behind us. The eastern white pine, or Pinus strobus, is a very common tree in the Northeast United States and is very easy to identify.
You can identify the eastern white pine by first noticing the length of the pine needles. Unlike spruce or hemlock or fir, which you can also find around here, has really long, like 2 to 6 inch needles. And all pine have them, but specifically white pine, you want to look for bundles of 5 needles. So in the springtime, you'll notice it has kind of like a brown papery like sheath around the bottom of it, but in the winter that's kind of gone, but you can clearly see how each one is bundled into 5 needles. So as far as foraging for white pine, ideally you want to look on the ground around a pine for fallen branches that you can use, or this guy, if we would have found him a while ago, would have been great, but obviously it's a little past. If you can't find that, you can cut with a sharp knife. You don't want to just tear at the branches, but you can cut some of the new growth that's on there in small amounts to use for teas or salves or vinegars. You never want to cut from the top of the tree because you could kill it, and don't hack off big branches.
Yeah.
All right, so we definitely don't need this whole branch, but
All right, so we found the perfect specimen to forage from. This is it looks like an entire white pine tree, or a limb.
It's a limb.
Looks like an entire limb that fell from a white pine tree. We've properly identified it, and this is obviously much more than we could ever use. Looks like it fell recently. It's still got decent color to it, so we're going to take some of this home and probably make some tea to warm up today after this chilly walk.
All right, so you're probably wondering what white pine is good for, and it is a plant that is very high in vitamin C. It's also used for a lot of coughs and respiratory illness. It works as like an expectorant, so kind of clears junk out and helps with coughs in that way. You can make tea with white pine. That's what we're going to do today with this. You can make vinegars with it. You can use it also in salves and things like that because it's a very antimicrobial plant. It has really a ton of uses. The pollen, seeds, you probably have heard of pine nuts. They're just the seeds from the pine cones. The resin from the pine are all parts that are usable, but today we're just gonna focus on leaves.
So thank you so much for watching our video on white pine. We hope we gave you a little bit of inspiration to get outside even though it's cold and snowy, and still find something awesome. If you like this video, please consider supporting us on Patreon, checking out the seedbombpa.com website, and yeah, look forward to some more videos. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Ooh, sauerkraut.